So at the final round, Hanxi did her Raymonda, which is basically a variation to introduce her to world stage. And we will all have completely blown away about her performance. And again, she prepared 2 variations to go to YAGP Finals. And she did the Raymonda variation in the second round. And let's take a look. So the beauty of this was a little bit different. It's different approach. This is more restrained. This is more pressurized. This is more of controlled. This energy is within, and there is a outline of her vision in the very beginning before she even takes steps to the center stage. So that pointe bras itself truly was her signature, which at eye level is here, but her level, it's up here. I often said that the pointe bras really takes us to another world. She took us to almost a fantasy space. She took us to somewhere very beautiful. Imagine, it's like a dreamy place. I wanted to be where she is. That is the quality in that simple pointe bras. That is something a jump and turn cannot produce. Can only produce by beautiful shoulders, beautiful face, and beautiful, the way she moves her head, her chin, the relationship between her chin, her shoulder is timed perfectly. And that part itself, absolutely credit to the coaching. And there's no way somebody born to that. And that is from coaching itself. Of course, her inner intuition to movement, to feeling, to artistry, to music, all contribute to this particular moment. But if I was not looking at anything else, I'm not looking at a variation, just the opening step itself, and I will be very much reminded, aware, the fact something very special is about to happen. And I have said this throughout, with all this compelling, with those qualities, performer, they all have the ability to grab your attention in the very beginning. Remember, I always talk about you got the longest 2.5 minutes. Every second counts. She absolutely did that. There's no time for you to be out of focus and to be distracted by someone else. There's no way somebody would look at their phone when she's dancing, because nothing in that phone is more beautiful than what you're looking at right here. And again, the beauty is what? The perfect piqué arabesque, first arabesque. Nothing wild, arm completely, everything, every finger, every position, body parts is exactly where you need to be. And sometimes just a simple piqué arabesque, it can be so beautiful. And she did just that. Nothing crazy, nothing exaggerated, just pure technique. And this particular variation commends a dancer with that kind of ability. I love how she rolled down from full point, how she rolled down. Now, for us guys, we really don't know how hard it is, but I partner in the part of the boys, men are responsible for help the ladies to come down from full point without slamming onto their heels. That itself, it requires so much control and training. Just weight distribution. If the 1 ounce too much on the back of her heel, the heel is going to slime down like this. But 1 ounce over, the weight is going to take her forward. It has to be just in the right place. And everybody's right place is different just because their placement different. The shape of the leg, shape of the foot is different. So it's up to every dancer to find how she rolled down, where is her hip in relationship to her knee, to her toes. That just take time. That's all there is to it. So the judge is looking for what? Training, coaching, basic technique. At the end of the day, what are we competing here? Basic technique, basic ballet technique. Without it, you cannot do this. You cannot just roll down from a point to the heel. You can't do it. You don't have that kind of control. You don't have that kind of understanding of your body. And that, after that sustained a la seconde, this beautiful eyes, I'm looking at her eyes, I'm looking at her face, and she never changed her demeanor. Her eyes told us the route to her leg. And the point is she wasn't even performing. That was the whole point of it. I don't see somebody try to perform. I don't see somebody try to win somebody over. She's just out there do her thing. She's out there showing her soul to you. And her vision is outlining exactly where the foot travels. It's absolutely brilliant. She takes your focus to exactly where you want to see. Where she wants you to see is the curvature of her leg. But she's not only telling you that with her leg, she's telling you that with her vision as well. And in the middle of all this, she's on point, remind you that, right? Then right after that, it's two little beautiful little articulated steps. It's a perfect contrast to the sustained movement and two little steps. It's like a constant. Just the minute you think this is predictable, she gives you something unpredictable, something very different. And that chasse, the freedom of that chasse. So out of that 8 counts, you got this sustained curvature. You got two little articulated steps. And you got this 5th position, and you get this beautiful developed, beautiful turned out, and this freedom of the chasse, it creates a second time. You don't know what to do with yourself because it's just like unbelievable, so beautiful. And that is just the power. And I have to say, I'm sorry, people always talk about artistry. Artistry has lived on the technique. The technique is her legs. The legs is the technique. The technique's allowing her to display such a quality to you, right? So the legs, it produced the structure, produced the foundation, and the pure understanding of the classical technique, what requires. They allow this other beauty on top of it. The freedom the legs provide, her upper body. So from A to Z, you need everything. You cannot only have the upper body without the footwork. It doesn't work. I love this section coming up. It's just pure love. The freedom of her arms and the turn out of the legs. Look at her arms. Arm before the body. Arms get there. Arm in place. So the last diagonal, I love this variation because the last diagonal, it serves as what? It's like it wakes up, waking up. And it is this energetic steps with its energy, with the dynamic, with the different approach to the very last diagonal. And the beauty of her arms get there and hold, and get there and hold. And her head is way back there. And the whole thing ended up with just a total display of artistry, her control, and I see her heart in her dancing. I feel like I know this person because when people on stage, when they dance, they don't lie. They don't lie. Who they are, you see in the steps, truly. I believe she showed who she is as a person, a generous person, a good person, an honest person, and a person with the dreams because her eyes don't lie and that kind of pressure. And I see a beautiful vision, clear vision that was inspirational. And we had a chance to spend time with her, the backstage and in rehearsal room, in class, and just in the behind the scene, and to notice who is this young lady, absolutely consistent with what you see on stage, and a beautiful, quiet, and happy person, and generous person. So everything we learn, we train in ballet, not only allow us to perform, allow us to study, to learn, to accomplish what we needed to do on stage as a dancer, but also an opportunity to train students, for them to become the person they desire to be. A person with perseverance, a tough person, but also a person who does not have the hesitation to show their compassion and empathy, and to show their love in the art form of ballet. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for. That's what the goal, the purpose of the art form is, train people. Along the way, produce good art form. That's my thoughts on this.